I just woke up at 7 o'clock. We have got a jam-packed day today for Father's Day. So, I guess I'll just kind of go through the stuff that I got going on today. I gotta fix the International because I'm working in it tomorrow. It's had a failure to start issue for a couple weeks now. Every now and then it just won't start for some reason. You go out and wiggle the cables next to the starter and then it starts. So I'm thinking there's a bad ground wire somewhere got loose or something, came uncramped, or maybe it's a signal wire that's loose or something. But it finally decided it didn't want to start anymore. And it's next to the fuel island, because that's when I shut it off last, and then it didn't want to start. Happy Father's Day, by the way. I know some of you guys are probably wondering what I got for Father's Day. I got that little dice that says, all the cool things on it. Also got some riding gloves and a Bluetooth for my helmet. Also got a dark gold iridium shield instead of I had a clear one on there. Now I got the dark gold iridium. It's pretty cool for riding. Phone charger. Old too. I got my thing just dangling here. Happy Father's Day, all you guys. Hopefully you're being good dads. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I think, getting a girl pregnant isn't really what makes you a dad or a father. It makes you a dad, don't make you a father. I know what I'm looking for. Still waking up, guys. Still waking up. Let's get some brake clean spray on this thing. This thing's all greased up. We'll get all greased up on Dad's Day. There she sits. She was up there, and then I pushed the parking brake in and rolled it downhill because it seemed like the times that it didn't want to start the most was when I shut it off on a hill. Just like this, similar to this. Every now and then it wouldn't start on flat ground, but most of the time it was not starting because it was on a hill. And usually you just take, like the rubber mallet, and you tap those wires, that big bundle of wires right there. The next thing you know, it'd start. Now it's not starting anymore, so now we got to figure out which wire came loose. That's a two-handed thing. Okay. See, this is one thing I just highly dislike about this truck is like this stupid fender thing. You can't see nothing. That fender thing up there. So it looks like I gotta come down. I gotta crawl underneath here. Let's go get my Milwaukee light. I'm gonna need that. Now I can see what I'm doing. So, Father's Day, my thoughts on Father's Day. It definitely ain't Single Mom's Day. Props to all you single moms, but it still ain't your day. That's kind of how I feel. you know. Even though you're a single mom, you ain't a dad. Never will. You know. You can try as hard as you want, but you ain't stealing Dad's day. You know. You just get an extra big Mother's Day. You know. Alright, let's turn this bad boy on. Get these lights facing in here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. We're getting in here. Okay, so now I got my pack out in there, shining the light down. You can see the starter in there, or you can kind of see the wires going up to the starter. I'm gonna blast that with some brake clean. This is the non-flammable stuff, just so you guys know. I was gonna do this last night when I got home, but I was just like, not really having it. Me and my buddy Tim and Scott, all three of us, planned a motorcycle ride up to Mount Rainier. And then a million things happened. So I'll just kind of tell you our Father's Day ride story. So basically, we were going to go up to Mount Rainier. So Friday, the day before the ride, I went over to Tim's house. I got up early on Friday, which was super awesome. And then went over to Tim's, and then me and Tim fixed his fuel line on his bike, which it wasn't that bad. It was pretty easy. We basically pulled the tank up. Well, Tim already had the tank up and the seat up. And then we had to take the whole air filter. It's a Suzuki 1000 something. I'm not exactly sure. GSX or something else. I don't know all the names of them. I haven't had a motorcycle in so long. I don't really know the names of them. But he's got a Suzuki 1000. And we were trying to find a fuel leak. And so we got a new battery installed. We turned the bike on. No fuel leak. Then he started revving it up. We're looking, nothing. Then finally we find out there's two little 2-inch fuel line with these crimp fittings on each end. And that's what was leaking. So we replaced that, put it all back together. Went for a quick ride. I went on my 250. He went on his 1000, and then so sweet. So then I left my bike at his house because I didn't want to ride it all the way home, 50 miles. You know, you get monkey's butt on that 250 dirt bike riding at 50 miles. And so then we went over to Scott's house, which is like 15-20 minutes away. And then we parked the bikes in his garage. We went to Cycle Gear. That's when we got our stuff. Right? Then we go to leave, and then my front tire's flat. So we're like, oh, crap. Okay. So instead of ditching, instead of my buddies ditching me, because that's not what buddies do. They don't just ditch people when their bikes break down. You know, uh, even though we planned this ride out, we planned it as a group, so we're gonna do it as a group. So, we parked the bikes back in the garage, went back to Cycle Gear, grabbed a inner tube and a tire, and then we were at my buddy Scott's house. He doesn't have any tire irons, so we're using screwdrivers. We freaking popped the inner tube getting it in, right? I was going to just pay Cycle Gear to do it, but they're like, oh, we're like 3 days out. It's like, how are you 3 days out on putting tires on rim? Like, that's just insane. It just seems crazy to me. But they were 3 days out. So we're like, okay, we'll do it. And then I didn't buy the tire irons. I should have just bought the tire iron, but I didn't. Yeah, it's a brand new starter. So I know it's not the starter. It starts just fine when it cranks. Most of the time, it won't even turn over, though. No clicking, it won't even turn over. So I know it's some sort of signal wire or it's a ground wire. All right, I just ghosted a whole can of brake clean on that. Now I can actually see stuff. So we ended up popping the inner tube, getting it in. So we went to Walmart, bought a patch kit, took it all apart, patched it. Well, first we tried the green slime. That did not work. Then we had to take it all. Oh, so we took it apart. We put the green slime in it, and it fixed it. We put everything back together. We took off. We went to the gas station, got fuel, and at the time we got fuel, my tire was flat again. Like, oh, like this is killing us. So then, yeah, I hope it's a quick fix too. I hope it's just a quick little wire that came uncrimped or something. Or came loose and that's an easy find. So then, we drive back to Scott's house. We ride back to Scott's house. We pull the tire off again. We use the tire patch kit. We patch it. We put it back together. And at this time, it was like 5 o'clock. Basically, we're like, well, we're just going to have to go riding a different day. And we got it all patched. We got it patched. So I just rode my bike home. But we're scheduling a new ride. Definitely. But, so we all took it for the team, you know what I mean? It was a team effort, That's kind of the way it works, when you go riding with your buddies, if their bike's broken, your bike's broken. That's just the way it is, with friends, at least that's the way I see it. Unless it's something that's not even fixable, and then, you just got to see what the mood of the group is. But we don't ditch anybody, like we don't ditch each other. Oh, I smell bacon. I can smell bacon, and I'm like, on the camper's on the other side of those shipping containers, and I can smell bacon from here. Blake, I've had a short beard for a while. Dude, this thing grows like instantly, man. Like I can grow this in like, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days, maybe. Like not even that long. It does not take long for me to grow a beard. It's actually insane how fast I can grow a beard. So, yeah, so right now, Blake, I got a problem with the doesn't want to start. Doesn't even turn over. I know it's a loose ground wire or a signal wire. Oh, camper door's open. When one? What do you mean? What's that even mean? When one? Oh, which one? Oh, it's the international. It's had a non-start issue for, you know, the first time it didn't start was like over a month ago.
Let me tell you, girl. Let me see.
It was probably like over a month ago. And all I did was go down and just wiggle the cables next to the starter. Boom. Started right up. Yeah, it's in neutral. It's in neutral. And then it's happened probably like 5 or 6 times in a month. So it's not like it happens every day. It's one of those stupid problems that happens every once in a while. And it's just like, I don't want to fix this until it really, I mean, it's a serious issue, so it's got to get fixed. And it's definitely got to get fixed right now because I can't move it out of my driveway. So basically, I'll just show you guys what it's doing. So, I'm almost positive it's one of two things. It's either a signal wire or ground wire down there, or it's the wires going to one of the relays. Because you can wiggle the whole pack and you can hear some clicking noises. So I'm not sure if it's the wires going to that or if it's the ones going down there. Because usually I wiggle the wires down there and then it'll usually start. Right? So let's turn her on. She does this whole thing. And she'll start beeping. Right? And then you go to... Yeah, just a click. Click. You can hear it clicking over here from the relays. Right? So it doesn't even turn over. So usually by kicking the wires and doing stuff down there, it'll usually start. But on Friday, I had plans. So I was like, you know what? Screw this thing. I'm not trying to spend a half an hour kicking this stupid thing, until it starts. So I just parked it and said, I'll just get to it. And then Saturday we had our ride, so obviously I couldn't get to it then. So now it's Sunday, and the truck's got to work tomorrow, so I've got to make sure I get it done today. Yeah, it's either a bad ground or a bad signal wire, going to the solenoid. So I've pretty much determined that in my head. That's what it is. So let's put my hood on so I'm not getting my head all greasy. I'm going to end up taking a shower after this anyway before we go to my in-laws' house. But this is one of the things I've been doing more and more, trying to keep all that grease off me. Because freaking taking showers, man, in a camper with all that grease sucks. So you just put your hood on and cinch it down. Grab some jumpers and hook up a temporary ground, see if that fixes it. Well, I'm just going to look under here and inspect things first. I think I'm just going to inspect it. See if I can visually see anything that's kind of janky. Actually, let me get my cutters too. I need cutters. I mean, it might just be one of the bolts is loose. Could have vibrated loose or something. Not making a good enough contact or something. This. Let's get my headlamp too, just for the heck of it. Yeah. So I was thinking when I woke up today, I was just kind of reflecting on Like, what is Father's Day? Like, I'm thinking, like, for me, you know, having not really grown up with my actual dad, Father's Day has a different meaning to me than most of you guys. You know. Round from the frame to the starter was broke. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, let's look up in here. See if we can see anything. Okay, so this is the frame. This is a ground wire. It feels pretty solid in there. This is, what the heck is this? This is a wire. It feels good and solid. Feels good. Okay, let's turn this headlight on. I wonder if that's the one that goes to the frame. Yep, that goes to the frame. It feels like it's in there solid. So all the ground wires are solid. Okay, so that leaves just these power wires, and then there's a signal wire on top of the solenoid, which I guess is not on top of the starter, it's on the side of the starter. Whoa, oh, it's my dog. It's like, who's stepping on me up there? Okay, so then you got this wire. I'm not seeing anything like super out of the ordinary. Come on. Why can't something just be obvious? I wonder. Not seeing anything just like jumping out at me. What's that? It's just a tag. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Another thing that really irritates me about this whole thing is, this is one of the things I told the dealership when they had the truck. I said, address the issue. Diagnose it. Tell me what the problem is. Seen that same guy in Justin's live feed a few times. Looks like we got ourselves a troll boy. Who's that? VANDUYN. Well, hopefully. I mean, I doubt he's close to bankruptcy because he's still buying stuff. Might be a relay going bad. If you got a test light, you can have someone hit the key switch while you check for power to the signal wire. Okay. Let's see if it does anything. Oh. Wow, look at that. Started right up. It's got to be one of those wires I just touched. I just don't get it. Did you guys see anything? See, this is why I haven't fixed that problem yet, because I don't know what the problem is. Like, this is so frustrating. That is so frustrating right there. No, it's not success, man. It's like halfway success. Like, yeah, it started, but I don't know what the problem is. It's a loose wire or a bad connection, but which one? Like, I didn't see anything that seemed like loose. You know, this is what drives me. This is why this problem hasn't been fixed yet, because nothing was really evident. Like, I just got under there, I tried wiggling each wire. There was no wires that were like, this is the wire. It was jumping out at me. Yeah, I know it's one of the wires that go to the starter. I've known that for a long time. I mean, I ghosted a whole can of brake clean on there. You know? What I need is a pressure washer, a hot water pressure washer. Yeah, wiggle one wire at a time. You know, that is very time consuming though. Like wiggling one wire, and it's very hard too. Just wiggle one wire and then try and start it. Wiggle one wire and try and start it. Like, that's hard. Yeah, it's hard to only wiggle one wire because a lot of those wires are connected. You know? Yeah, I don't think Justin's going bankrupt, though. Like, somebody sent me his latest video about his quads, and he's like, yeah, he was downsizing or something, or he was talking about not making any money. You know, the weather was sucking and he was going bankrupt or going poor. That doesn't mean he's going bankrupt, though. Like, you know, that happens to everybody. And at the start of summer, everybody's going poor at the start of summer, because you go from not working that much to working a buttload. You got all that extra cost you got to front until the money starts hitting the bank. Like, you know, well, at least in Washington, that's the way it is. Like, in Washington, like I've told you guys this a million times, that's exactly what I just said, Justin. I said you weren't going bankrupt. I swear, some people are deaf. The problem, Blake, is I'm not exactly 100% sure if that wire on top of the solenoid is a signal wire. I think that's what it is. Yeah, that would be a good, I'm gonna have to do that next time. It's Father's Day though, so this thing is not getting fixed today. So, day. We live to fight that gremlin another day. That's why when my driver comes in, I just tell him, don't shut the truck off all day. If you gotta fuel it, don't shut the truck off. You don't need to shut the truck off. It's a diesel. You know, especially at a commercial fueling, nobody shuts their truck off. So don't even do it. Just fill it with it running. And, you know, you can shut it off here. Because if it doesn't start here, then we can, you know, screw around with it. I just told them, though, don't shut it off anywhere else. Just only here. But, yeah, back to, you know, a bunch of people sent me Justin's last video. They're like, oh, man, Justin's feeling the stress. Justin's this and that. And I'm like, honestly, guys, I don't really care that much. Like, I've already said my piece, you know. Like, I've already said, you know, we got two different business models. He does his thing with debt. I do my thing with cash. You know, each of them have their own struggles, you know. Like, there's pros and cons to both ways, you know. And I watched a little bit of the video, you know, and you know, I don't think he's going bankrupt, but I don't think he's, you know, he definitely sounds like he's in a stressful place, you know, which I totally get that, you know. Running a business is stressful, especially when you got that many trucks and that many drivers. I mean, it's definitely stressful. But it's also, you know, what you do to yourself too, you know. I mean, you kind of give yourself the stress. Shut it off. $20 says it starts right up. What do you guys say? You want to bet $20 that it starts right up? Or actually, my luck would be it wouldn't start up because I'm further away from the tools. Yeah. Yeah, if you're not stressed, you're doing something wrong. Okay. Boom. Started right up. There you guys have it. Started right up. See? It's just one of those issues. It's like, man, the thing every, you know, week, once or twice, it decides it doesn't want to start. It hasn't gotten to the point where every single day. So until it gets to that point, probably not going to be able to find the problem. You know, without a ton of diagnosing, you know, like what Blake was saying, like hook up a signal wire and test the ground wire and wiggle them and test them at the same time. Like, it's hard to do that with just my wife. Can you pay me in Canadian dollars? I'm pretty sure if you do like a super, are you talking like super chat or something, or like the group or the join? I'm pretty sure you can pay in Canadian dollars. I don't know though. I've never done anything like that. I know my buddy Mark Mackay in Scotland, he's donated to the channel with the pounds, you know, or whatever it's called. So that was cool. That's Happy Father's Day to me right there. The truck started and I get to roll on Monday. My driver's got physical therapy tomorrow. Yeah, Chaka. Though, and you know what it is? I would say one of the biggest wiring problems. Oh, hell yeah, dude. You were totally right about LASIK, Blake. You were spot on about LASIK. You know, it was definitely worth it. And I told my buddy too. I was like, dude, get it done. Get it done. And, you know, it was definitely worth it. you know, in the morning, I do experience a little bit of dry eye. And at the end of the day, a little bit of dry eye. But not having to wear glasses, totally worth it. Totally worth it. You know. That's why I'm wearing all my protections. You know, because, like, got to protect this investment right here. So, that's a good Father's Day right there. I wish I would have been able to find a wire that was, like, so evident, like, oh, this is it. Duh. You know, but started, you know. Save it for another day. Till you can figure it out. You know. That's why I always say I'm not a real mechanic. Because a real mechanic would be able to hook up wires and stuff and really figure it out. Me, I just gotta look and see if I can find anything that looks bad. You know? Like, I don't consider myself a mechanic. A lot of you guys think I'm a mechanic. I don't consider myself a mechanic. You know, a parts changer is not a mechanic. You know, and that's basically what I do most of the time is I'm a parts changer. Like, I can diagnose a little bit of stuff. You know, I'm probably better than you know, somebody that just got out of school or something. Nah, it's easy to figure that stuff out. Just get a hold of me when you go to find the issue. You can't know everything, Brian. Amen to that. So I would say, back to what I was saying, I think the biggest problem with the International, one of the biggest problems I've had with the wiring and the International is that whole fuse board. That fuse board is probably one of the biggest problems with the whole truck. And the issue with the whole fuse board is after 10 years of wiggling and shaking, the wires that are facing upwards to connect to the fuses get loose and they wiggle. And there's a whole bunch of loose connections. Like, they just are loose. And it causes those intermittent problems. You know, most fuse boxes, if you look at them, are this way. And the fuses pull out this way. So there's always tension on those circuits. Like, let me just show you real quick what I'm trying to explain. At least this is what is in my mind. This is what I'm seeing in my mind. Let me just show you real quick. Give you a visual demonstration here. Let me give you a visual demonstration here. Okay, so warning here. We got a female connector here, and we got a male connector here, right? So the male obviously goes into the female. This is how we have Father's Day, guys. It's very snug in there. When the connector is sitting like this and vibrating all day, you know, it's vibrating. Eventually, it's going to loosen up and fall out. Thank you, sweetie. Check that Father's Day breakfast out. Thank you, sweetie. You're the best. So then, look at it this way. Like, a traditional fuse panel is sideways. Like, I've always seen them sideways. And that is a better design than straight up and down. Because here's why. When this plug is in here like this, and the wire's like this, guess what? It can't loosen up as much. It's not bouncing in and out this way. It's wiggling like this, right? So this tip right here is always making really good contact with this upper corner. It doesn't wear out as fast. You know, if it's like this, It's going to slide out. It's going to work its way out. Over 10 years of bouncing and wiggling, it's going to work its way out. Because that wire pack is so heavy, right? So that's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm thinking. That's going to be my birds and the bees speech. Good thing you guys don't get much snow on that side. There's little to no salt to screw with the electric. Oh yeah, I know. That's one thing I love about Washington is not almost like baiting a fishing hook. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You're going to have to explain that in a... Look at this. Holy smokes. Look at all this bacon. Dude. If your Father's Day morning looks like this, you know you're doing something right. You're doing something right. That's what your breakfast looks like. I mean, obviously, you got to be able to afford it, but if your wife makes you breakfast and that's what it looks like on Father's Day, happy Father's Day to you. Oh, you want a piece of bacon? Yeah. That's your last piece, buddy. Now leave me alone. I'm eating my own breakfast. I really did score when I got my wife. She is like the best woman in the world. Except for she's wearing Blake's shirt on my Father's Day. What are you wearing Blake's shirt for?
Go walk outside.
You're going to work outside? Oh, okay. Gonna use a chainsaw?
Yep.
Mmm. Delicious.
Cook the eggs in the bacon grease.
Yeah. She cooked the eggs in the bacon grease. Oh, man, it's so good. I already shared with you. Back off. You're a warrior. Did you watch that video by Patti Smith and the group Scandal? I don't think I've ever seen that. You're going to have to get some pigs and chickens. Free breakfast. Oh, I definitely want some farm animals out here. I definitely want that, Blake. I've been thinking about that for a while. I just haven't been able to think, like, okay, where would be a good place to put them yet? Like, we got to figure out a good place to set up for them. That's amazing. That is good. Can't believe she's wearing Blake's shirt today. I'm just teasing, honey. You can wear Blake's shirt. Man. Dang, that's good. Look at this, guys. You guys, I know you guys can't taste it, but biscuits and gravy, my favorite breakfast. Sausage or bacon, eggs. Oh, dang, that's good. That anybody who says that is not a meal, get out of town. Represent, yeah. Check this guys out. Can you guys see all the grass we got in our front yard? It's still kind of patchy. Still patchy in areas, so I went and reseeded it like, I don't know, probably like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and more grass is starting to sprout up. It's hard to tell in the video like how patchy it is. There you go, you can kind of see it's kind of patchy. But I went and reseeded it. Like, this is an area that looks kind of patchy. But when you get down here, you can see, back off, Mason. I'm not sharing my breakfast with you. You can see that the grass is starting to sprout where the patches are. You like that bent tree? Oh, the cedar one right there? That cedar one? Or are you talking about the one that's over here? There's another really bent one. Looks kind of like a bow. There's another one right there. From like a windfall or something. Wind blew it over and it kept growing. The first one, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm glad it's still there. Oh man, this is so good. It rained a few days. Our pond is pretty full. Happy Father's Day, JR. Check this out. Me and the kids. This was probably a few weeks ago now. Like, all these are wildflowers. I spread out a whole bunch of wildflowers everywhere. So we're waiting for those to really pop up and bloom. Check this out. Me and the kids made mud balls out of the clay a few weeks ago. They're still standing. Is that insane or what? Hey, back away from the mud balls. I know you're going to try and knock them over, dummy. Go hunt some squirrels or something. We actually have 2 bass in here. There's 2 bass and there's some goldfish. I put some goldfish in here, and I put 2 bass in here that I caught, and they're still swimming around in there. They're harder to find now because the pond's deeper. The pond literally, like a week ago, the shoreline was where that stick was. So you can see how much more water filled in. Like, we gained at least 6 inches in height. Gonna put some pond dye in it. What's that, Blake? I don't even know what that is. I really want that clay to settle, but that's gonna take a while. Makes the water super blue. I might. Grandpa called me up yesterday. And I always joke around with him. And I say, Grandpa, I know I'm your favorite grandson, you know. And Grandpa's so funny. I love that guy. He said, Brian, I can't answer that question, you know. But I can tell you, you sure have done a lot with our family name. You know, you've built something to be proud of, you know. This is where our house is going to sit. I visualize it all the time. I can just see it. Looking out my front window onto our grass up there. With some deer walking in there. Maybe put an apple tree or something over there. I can't remember if I showed you guys the wood splitter or not. I did a little bit of splitting. You can see on this side all the split logs. Dude, that Champion 34 ton, that thing splits some wood. I'm surprised you never did a bigger rough cut building as like a temporary house, since the one building turned out. Oh, you're talking about like making a bigger one of these? Like a bigger woodshed? Like to live under or something? Is that what you're trying to say, Blake? Like make another one of these? I actually do plan on making something similar to this one. Oh, like that one. No, we don't have a well yet, Chaka. I pay like a water truck to deliver potable water every 2 months. I know, isn't that so cool? The one thing I'm missing, one of the things I'm missing, I think, I'm missing a one of those big logging saws that's got the handles on each side right there. That would be so cool. Just nail it right above the door. Yeah, definitely GTFOH for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Chaka. That's freaking redonkulous. The county wants to meter you for your own water that you're pulling, that you're sucking out of your own property. Yeah, go suck it. Can't stand the county, man. They are always trying to screw people over. I mean, I could build another one of these, Blake, but the camper is much nicer to live in. I mean, this thing cannot hold heat worth beans. I'd have to insulate it and then put another layer. And then the bugs, man. Oh, dude. Like the spiders, mosquitoes, they'd find a way in, man. They would find a way in. Yeah, I still got that MIG welder. Isn't that building legit, though? Like, that is so cool. I just can't understand why the video I did on it only has like 200 views. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Blake, dude. If that ever happened to me, oh man, I think I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep, that's for sure. It's just the coolest little shack. Me, Grandpa, and Brian built it. Rosemary helped a little bit. Kinsey helped a little bit. Brandon helped a little bit. Luis helped a little bit. My mom helped a little bit. But it was mainly just me and Grandpa and Brian. Look at that shack next to the pond. That is so cool. And then I just got a random flex plate hanging from this thing. I just got a random flex plate hanging. Oh no, that was kind of cool. And a random little thing I just nailed to the top of it, kind of like a handle or something. Fun fact, that flex plate is from that, oh no, it's not from that. The heck is that from? I think that's from one of my Broncos. Yeah, I bet that's what that was from. My Bronco. That's the only place I would have gotten a flex plate. My buddies go try the International again. No, I ain't gonna jinx myself, Bat. I'm not gonna jinx myself. It's actually not that expensive, Blake. It's like $450 for like 2 months, give or take. But that's for 4,000 gallons, right? We can only hold 1,100 in that tank. So I should have bought a bigger tank, but I didn't because, like, where the hell am I going to put it, right? So that's one thing. Yeah. Well, you know, $450 is basically what they charge me. You know, I think it's definitely a little on the expensive side. We used to get Graham Hill Mutual Water, and our water price was about $50 every month, I want to say. So we're paying a little bit more for water, no doubt about that. You know. Oh, I definitely could, Blake. We definitely could set up some sort of filtration system from the pond. And like if crap ever hit the fan, I'd definitely be doing something like that. So one of the newest things I did is I tied up these fuel lines with this rope. Helps keep them from getting kinked. So that's kind of cool. Just something I just did. It's like, oh, what the heck? I'll show you guys it. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, that is a legit fuel island. Like, that is pretty cool. Like, I used to deliver fuel all the time. And so I would get these stops similar to mine, except for not set up like that. They would have a fuel tank, like an oil tank, just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Or they would have like an actual, like a truck tank, like a fuel tank from a truck just sitting on the ground. They want you to fill it. And it's like, seriously? It's like only going to take 50 gallons. Yeah, fill it up. I'm like, okay, whatever. 50 gallons. You know, you get these rednecks that have these setups. It's like, dude, come on, man. Put a little more thought into it. Like, if the county ever comes by and sees that, they're going to be like, what are you doing? Like, you know, county comes by and sees this, they're going to be like, that's a pretty sweet setup you got there. You know? Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I told you guys I got an extra tank, didn't I? I got this. It used to be a generator tank. Got it for free and delivered for free. My neighbor was like, hey, man, my buddy has a tank he's trying to get rid of. And I was like, nah, man, I don't know. I'm kind of at capacity right now. He's like, oh, man. I'm like, well, if he delivers it, I'll take it. I thought it was like a piece of junk. Yeah, there is no containment yet, Chaka. That is the one thing it don't have. I can agree with that. It don't have any containment. Yeah, so now I got 3 fuel tanks. That one, that one, that one, that one. And that one's DEF. Fire extinguisher sitting right there. It's the chrome one. It's still in the green. I also put a little mailbox here for my guys to put their truck tickets in, and the fuel guy, he can drop the invoice in there. Got a little oil tank right there for my truck, and then another oil barrel here for the other trucks. We're running the 1540 synthetic blend. I keep a little tally of how many gallons I've pulled out of here. I tried to tell the guys to do that. I wasn't smart enough to do that on my one, so I don't know how many gallons are in there. You know, afterthoughts of building this, I wish I would have went a smidge bigger. Honestly, I wish I would have went a smidge bigger. Another like 4 or 5 feet bigger, like longer, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 more feet out this way, you know, because I didn't think, you know, I was going to have so many trucks and they were going to use so much fuel, you know. But on the plus side is the place I have delivering, they come out once a week and fill them up. One thing that sucks about sawing wood with a sawmill, look how nice this log looks right here. Looks pretty decent. Then you get up to the center of this bad boy, freaking rotten. Hey, I never heard a female say that either, Blake. So, but I'm happy with the size. I just, you know, it could have been a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. You know, it's a good size, like. Dang, that is a nice setup, Chaka. That setup costs a lot of money, though. Dude, if you're putting underground tanks that big in the ground, dude, the county is raking in the money on the permits for that. You know, the permits for that are like, whoo, I don't even want to know what the permits for that are. It's not the size, it's how you use it. Yeah. I've never had to say that. It's not the size, it's how you use it. Man, guys, I am so blessed. Like, it is so peaceful out here. Like, I can hear the birds chirping, and I got my mini Loves. Dang, yeah. Have you ever been to that Loves on Tacoma that they just redid? Oh yeah, when you're replacing them, woo-wee. That can get expensive if you don't replace them before they leak. Yeah. Yep, Port Tacoma Road, they just redid that Loves. It's actually pretty nice now. Yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. I'll tell you that. It's a lot better. Man, it looks way better. Man, do you guys remember when I used to walk out of the camper? And right here, from this bent tree all the way over to this side was a pile of brush, like 30 feet tall. It was easily 30 feet tall. Like, it was so massive, that pile of brush. all the way to that little wheel right there. Like, if you go back to watch any of my videos, like, I don't know, 8 months ago, give or take, you can see that big, massive brush pile in most of my videos. Like, when I did the tailgate, I'm pretty sure that pile was still there. Man, this place is really transformed. It's just like, it's amazing. Do I have any plans on projects around the house with the equipment? Yeah, I got a few plans, Blake. I know one thing I want to do is where the trucks are parked, I want to extend that one more lane over, maybe 2 more lanes, and put more rock down. I also want to install a few culverts. There's a few more culverts I want to install. Let me show you where I want to install those other culverts. For the new super dumps you have on order. It's funny you mentioned that, dude. My buddy Vandale, he just bought. Are you okay? You're sneezing everywhere. He just bought 2 more trucks. So right there, there's a drainage ditch. I need a culvert from there to there. Because when it rains, water flows right down the road. And that culvert could easily be full of water. Like a little river when it's, you know, raining. So I'm gonna probably put drain rock in there and make that look like a little river. Put like smaller drain rock in the center, bigger drain rock on the outside, make it look kind of like a little river or something. That'd be kind of cool. Another thing we're gonna be doing, start sending all the drains to the pond. Oh dude, that pond has enough, it has enough flow in it, man. When it rains, that culvert, man, really looks at, yeah, satellite view looks like it's still backed onto the road during peak hours. Oh, it definitely still gets packed, Chaka. I mean, there's only so much you can do with that little piece. But man, they did make it better. They should have moved the fuel island further back. Up near that barrel, my wife wants to do a garden over there. One thing I would like to do also with the excavators is I'd like to clean this line up better. See how it's kind of crooked? Yeah, that's exactly why, Chaka. Freaking nobody pulled forward. And I just went there the other day and some moron was literally parked in front of the fuel island, like 50 feet in front of it, and he wasn't even in his truck. It's like, come on, dude. Like, if you're waiting to go get fuel, you need to be in your truck. You cannot be going out and taking a shower. You cannot be doing your laundry while you're waiting to get fuel, man. Not cool. You're blocking everybody from that fuel island. So, I'd like to straighten this out. I was thinking about bringing it a little bit further, but this tree right here, the roots are really just in the way of doing it. You know, I'd really compromise the roots of that tree. And it's leaning right towards the, you know, that. So I'm thinking I'll probably take these 3 trees out. I'll probably take those 3 out. And then smooth that out. Cut that out. I might cut this down a little more. You can see where the level is. Like it kind of jumps up. Like right about there. It kind of jumps up. I'll take all that dirt that's over there, fill in this hole, and then put it more up against the road so I can do a big ecology block wall beside the road. That's one thing I'm thinking of doing. I'll have like some sort of stairs or something right here, right? So I come out of the front door and I can walk down the stairs, you know, right here. Have a little bridge, probably right there or something, because that's obviously a drainage ditch. In the winter, it's full of water. So I'll have like a little bridge, but ecology block wall right here, all the way around, probably to the fuel island, and have all that filled in. That's a lot of dirt though. That is a lot of dirt. But we got a lot of dirt here, so that's one of my plans. Yeah, I mean, this pond in the wintertime, it's overflowing. It overflows. It's not big enough. Like if it was bigger, then it might not overflow, but it overflows with the amount of volume that comes out of that culvert right there. When it rains, like I had to put riprap, I had to put Corey spalls right here because it literally started to wash away the drain rock that I put there. You can see the drain rock I had there. It's just some 1.5-inch drain rock. It literally eroded it. It was gone. Like it had it all washed out. Can make what bigger? So I put this riprap there, just a scoop or two. It's not the color I wanted, but it's what I had on hand. So I was like, well, gotta do something or it's gonna really mess this area up. Oh yeah, my pond. Oh, I can make the pond bigger, you know. I can definitely make it bigger. I haven't really wanted to yet. I want to see how well this does. But I was thinking of making like an upper pond and a lower pond, right? And so what my vision is okay, yeah, they should tow more trucks, honestly, at those places. People would learn real quick not to be parking in the fuel island. If they towed more trucks, they wouldn't have to worry about it as much. Okay, so I got the upper pond right here. Yes, the upper pond can feed into the lower pond, right? So then, you see where that culvert is over there? Directly right there. See it? So then, the lower pond, so obviously this is where it's going to feed. It's going to flow that way right there. Once it overflows, that's where it's going. So then, last time the bass was right underneath that patch of grass, that dead grass right there. He was just chilling right there. So then this could be the lower pond. Where am I working tomorrow? I'm delivering to Eagle Ridge. It's a new housing development over there near. It's basically part of the Tahala development, I would say. So then you can see where it's a lot lower right there. I could easily push all this dirt that way and around and make this another lower pond. Bigger, you know what I mean? I might do that this summer. When it gets really dry, I might see what I can do. Just clear all this stuff out. Right here, clear all this stuff. and just start pushing the dirt up, you know, really bowling it out. You know, have at least 100-foot wide pond right here. Because I know we got the water for it. I mean, this water, like, this filled up so fast. It's just incredible how fast this thing filled up. Just 2 days of rain, it went up like 6 inches, you know. And that's easily probably like 6,000 gallons, maybe more. So, we got some fake ducks in the pond, some decoys. So, there's definitely a lot of things we could be doing. Let me show you one thing that I want to do also with the excavator. Walk this way. Let's walk over here. I'll show you kind of what my vision is for the parking area. Okay. Okay, so for the parking area, I got a whole bunch of logs right there. Yeah, thank goodness the AC's fixed. Man, it definitely blows cold. I had to turn it down, and I was wearing a sweatshirt the other day when I was driving it. So I want to take these logs and chop them up into firewood. I'm thinking about making that more gravel, but I'm also not 100% sure yet, because we do get a lot of water flowing from the other property this way. It likes to flow this way. And so you can kind of see the mud's cracked because there's a lot of water in here in the wintertime. It likes to flow right down here. So I'm not sure if I want to do that yet and extend the turnaround this way, you know. I don't need to do it as of right now, but if I ever wanted to get truck and trailers, that would make it nicer. Being able to swing, you know. But we don't need it right now. We got a pretty big turnaround as is. You can see it comes around that way and then swings this way. But my biggest issue right now is where the drivers park. They kind of just park wherever the hell they want, you know, and it's just kind of gets crazy in here. Oh, we're gonna see, the thing is, you have to drill a well in Washington. You can't really just, they don't really want people hand digging wells anymore, because they don't want to contaminate we don't want to contaminate the water shed or whatever, you know, just a bunch of government bull crap to say, basically, we want you to pay us money. So sometimes the driver parks right there, and then sometimes another driver parks over there, and it's like, this is a turnaround. So what I need to do is, I got this big pile of garbage here, brush and stuff. I'm going to extend the parking to where the excavators are, so the drivers can park their cars right there. I'll move the excavators over one more lane, and then we got plenty of room for the trucks to park right there. And then when we get more trucks, then the trucks can park in front of those trucks. You know, so we could easily have 8 trucks here. You know, 4 in the back row, 4 in the front row. So, and the way that would work is the first 4 would come in and park right there. The second 4 would come in on this side of that tree, pull up, and then back up, pull up, back up, pull up, back up. And we could have another 4 So it'd be kind of a juggle, but you know, you could easily squeeze it in here. So as you can see, I got a lot of water on this side. Yeah, wife is in her chat. So we get a lot of water coming from that other property. Comes right down here. Comes right through this berm that I built. It just literally flows right through it. It just cut right through it. It was not really you know, I just made it basically out of the ditch. I just made this ditch and piled it on that side, but you can see where it's cut through right there, cut through right there. There's literally a tunnel right there where the water comes through, and it just flows right down this whole side right here. I need to build this up with rock right here, going this way. And then my other thought is, okay, so this is a road right here to the 30 acres. Can't really tell it, but you can kind of tell. There's definitely getting some grass growing on it. So the water's gonna come right alongside of here, and then I need to put a culvert across right here. And then I'll have like a little river going to the lower pond, right? So then I got two main sources of water filling up both ponds. This one would fill the lower pond, and then that first culvert would fill the upper pond. And the upper pond would also fill into the lower pond if it overflowed, which guaranteed it'll overflow. So two sources of water for the lower pond, because it's going to be the bigger one. One source for the upper pond. Yeah, Mason wants the rest of that bacon. You got that right. Watch this. He comes running. Check that out. You want some bacon? You want some bacon? Aw, you dropped it. You got the helicopter going, don't you? You gonna take off? Yeah? But, yep. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's so cool, man. I never imagined this. Like, every time I come out here, I just look around and I'm like, holy cow. Look at all the work that we've done. Look at all the change that's happened. You know, in just, really just 1 year. I mean, because, like, if you think about it, when we first moved down here, when we first started camping down here, like, almost every weekend, all we had was dirt road all the way this way. Oh, of course I love my dog. I rescued him from a rescue, you know. And we've had him for 7 years now. And this was a dirt road just going up to where that plateau is, where the trampoline is. I don't even remember if you guys even remember any of those videos I did. They didn't get a lot of views when I first started clearing the property. You know, but that's all we had was this road going right up to there. Like, and I did a saw video where I was showing off the chainsaw. This is the area we thinned out right here. We thinned this out. We thinned this out. You know, just this whole area, we thinned it out. I know it doesn't look like it, but you can see stumps, you know, all over the place. Little small stumps where we basically just thinned it out. And then we finally decided where we wanted the road. You know, basically we tried not to cut down any of the big trees. Yeah, you know, so this is like a pretty big tree to me. It's like, you know, over a foot in diameter. And like, I don't really want to chop that down because it makes a lot of mess. You know, one big tree like that, take you a whole day to do a cleanup on it. You know, take you a few hours. So, like, we just tried to take the small ones out. And I left a few important trees, you know, like this tree right here has a significant value to it, you know, because this is where, when I was like, oh, 10 years old to 15 years old, me and Grandpa and the family kind of made my little campsite right here. Right, so we used to park our motorhome right over there, and then we would walk into this brush, seemed like miles, but it was just to right here. And this is where I had an A-frame, or not an A-frame, I had a teepee made out of a trucker's tarp, and we built a loft in the trees, and you can see the rope coming out of the tree. Look at that. The tree just grew around that rope, just grew right around it. So that's got, you know, significant value to me. You know, there was more of them in here, but they were dead because the rope just choked it to death, you know. And so the road goes right past it. You know, I think I've showed you guys in the videos. The other tree was just laying, like a piece of it was just laying over here somewhere. Must have. I don't know what happened to it. It's not that one. I don't know where it went. Maybe got chopped up in the shredder or something. Anyways, it was just like a little piece of a log with ropes, you know, choked around it. Tree was growing around the ropes. One of those yellow nylon ropes, couldn't miss a thing. And then we just cut our way into here. I remember the worst part was where that culvert is. Dude, it was so muddy. Like, I literally built this road out of pure mud. This road was pure mud right here. Basically, from right where I'm standing to the other side of those boulders was pure mud. This whole section. Like, walking through it with muck boots on, you had to be careful you didn't step in mud up to your knee. You know? Like, that's how bad it was. Like, it was so bad, like, I could not drive the machines over it. And I basically built it digging mud out of right here and putting it up, building it up. Because I wanted some sort of a bridge higher up than the water flow. You know? And I also took a lot of the dirt from up here, kind of where I'm standing, and I just pushed it down. I just kept pushing it down. You can see where the you know, the dirt level is up here. It's easily 2 feet taller right here. You know, over here it's not. But I cut this down, you know, 2 feet easily. Easily 1.5 feet. Cut it down and pushed it right into there. You know, to make the road smoother, not so hilly. I freaking love the way it's turned out. I also envisioned, like, you know how like state parks and stuff, they have those, they're basically like log rails. I could see like log rails, like right here, going to the other side, right here, going to the other side of the culvert. You know, that way somebody can walk up next to it. You know, like, let's just say they just want to walk down my driveway. Stand right here. Put their elbows on the log, and somebody could stand over there and take a picture of them. You know, like doing my kids' like graduation pictures and stuff. Look at that little bird right there. You guys can't see him. He's on the shore picking up seeds and bugs and stuff. No, I'm good. Thank you. I am stuffed. Thank you, sweetie. Love you. So, yeah, look at those. Those are such cool flowers. I love those ones. Happy Father's Day to you, Brian. You're a damn fine dad, and your kids are growing to grow up better for the struggles you've been through. Plus, you're teaching them how to love a modest life. There's a lot of value in that. You got that right, Matt. I think there's a lot of value in teaching your kids sacrifice and, living below your means and stuff. And I mean, we do splurge, but not as much as most people with the income that I have, I would say. We did buy a side-by-side. That's pretty big splurge, I think. But they love that thing. My grandpa had a dune buggy when I grew up. So, I always remember summer vacations, coming down to the property and riding the dune buggy on the logging trails. That was every summer. Looked forward to that. What do you think, Mason? You love the property, huh? You love not having a fence, huh? Chasing the squirrels and the deer and... What is it, boy? What is it? Anyways. Alright, guys. Hope you guys have a good Father's Day. I'm going to check out. I'm going to go take a shower. And, I really want to paint that VANDUYN black so it pops out a little more. I might do that right now. Since it's supposed to be dry for a few days. I can paint the inside and then kind of wipe it off. If it's smudged somewhere else, I can wipe it off. Happy Father's Day, guys. Happy Father's Day, Thank you guys for watching the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for, checking out the videos and commenting and, especially the guys that actually put thought into their comments. I appreciate you guys the most, seems like out of every 100, you get 3 or 4 guys that are awesome, and then you get like 20 or 30 guys that don't even think before they comment, or they don't even watch the whole video and they're already asking questions. It's like, come on, man. Watch the whole video before you start asking questions, you know what I mean? But I get it, we live in a microwave culture, everything's got to be instant. So, alright, happy Father's Day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.